Hello and welcome. In this video, we will discover 9 memory tricks to memorize fast and easily. The world has forgotten how to remember things, and we make no attempt to change it. Is there even a need for it anymore? After all, we always have this portable device, no more than the size of our palms, most of the time to help us remember so that we don't have to bother training our brain. Smartphones are only going to get more advanced, for they're meant to make space in our brains for things that truly need our attention. Unfortunately, we have given up memorizing things that need to be remembered as well. And the mind, just like our body, needs the training to work properly. If we don't actively try to keep track of things, our brain simply gives up and gets lazier by the day. We have a hard time studying, and an even worse time picking up a new skill we would actually like to get good at. Most importantly, we can't ignore the fact that we're basically letting our neurons deteriorate faster as we get older by not letting our brain exercise. The expectation is that until we're well into our old age, our minds are as young as our bodies. Yet, we've reached a stage where we can barely remember a person's name, let alone their phone number. So how do we get rid of this bad habit that we have inadvertently fallen into? That's what we will see right now, but just before, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to download your free book to change your life by clicking on the link in the description below the video. How can one exactly improve memory? Several studies have been done over the years on improving memory. There was one as recently as 2017. The study found that regular people can actually have better memorization skills if they use the strategies adopted by memory champions. The effect will also be long-term rather than short-term. One author also pointed out that these champions tend to practice earnestly weeks before the competition. Besides, their practice is more desire-based and done every once in a while. Memorization is a regular, but not an overwhelming part of their life. It has also been mentioned that no secret trick is useful until one is actually committed to it. So if you really want to get results from the tricks we share, memorizing should become a serious habit for you. Don't do it regularly for a week and then suddenly forget about it for the next month. To get you more invested, you can use a stopwatch during your brain exercise sessions. Check exactly how long you take to memorize what you want to remember. The more you practice, the less time it should take on your stopwatch. You will also have proof of your progress. When you have visible results in front of you, your motivation level will definitely improve. You can also make use of some time tracking apps. Search them up online and you'll find a plethora of them. They are quite effective as they come with charts and graphs, taking notes of your improvement over a pre-decided time frame. They are also useful in setting up alarms and reminding you when it's time for your daily practice sessions. The goal is to get to a point where your memory is strong enough that you don't need to set an alarm. Let's take a look at the 9 easiest memory tricks. Number 1. The acting technique. Ever looked at a theater actor and wondered how they do it? Not only remembering those pages full of lines, but also delivering them perfectly on stage? Plays can go on for 2 to 3 hours, and not once do they stutter or show any signs of forgetting their part. Well, the secret lies in the delivery itself. Research shows it has everything to do with how the actors attribute emotions to their dialogues. For actors, it's important that they understand the motive of their characters and then express their lines in a way that seems natural. As for you, when you're trying to memorize something, you can give the subject of your study the spin of a story. This is particularly effective when you're trying to memorize history chapters and political events. The happenings should be treated like a plotline and the participants like movie characters with a particular motive. Also, if you have to memorize dialogues for a play or an audition, rehearsing your lines with another person can be particularly helpful. 2. The Memory Palace. This is one method that people with a good memory highly recommend. It comes in handy when the objective is to memorize lists of numbers, words, grocery items, etc. First, you have to think of a place that's familiar to you, like your home. Then, in your imagination, place all the items on your list where they should be. Further, you can break down the list into groups and focus on individual places in your household and place the items where they should be. Now, take a deep breath and avoid looking at your list. Are you capable of reimagining your mind palace house and retracing the path you took as you placed each item? Can you get all the items correct? Even if you're imagining your home, try to have some outlandish things inside that won't usually be there, like a cloud of rain in the middle of your living room. This way, your brain's perception of reality gets altered a little. It's easier to memorize these images, which makes it easier to remember the items. Number 3. The rhyming technique. You might not remember your friend's birthday, but can you forget that commercial you saw on television almost 2 years ago? Commercials have a way of making a mark on your memory, especially those that have a jingle to accompany them. This is also the case with the verse mnemonic technique. If it's catchy, you remember it. Our brain likes finding patterns in things. This makes rhyming an obvious and effective choice. The only problem is that when you're trying to remember something through rhyming, you will have to come up with a melody that suits your taste, otherwise you will be quickly put off. Number 4. Writing technique, the traditional way. This should not be a surprise to you or a new trick to learn. Everyone always emphasizes the importance of writing to memorize things. It's way better to note down something with pen and paper than typing away on your laptop. Why is it that way? Well, when we're writing down spoken information, our mind works on filtering the information we are absorbing to decide which one piece of information takes precedence. In this case, you are not just a listener of a discussion anymore. You are actively participating in understanding the knowledge provided to you. Why doesn't it work with typing? Well, according to studies, when you're just typing out the information presented to you, you stop absorbing the information. You basically work on autopilot and type out everything that is said without paying attention to the material itself. With writing, though, you have to mull over what you are writing and arrange it in your own words in your head. Number 5. Acronyms. Acronyms work wonderfully when you have certain items on your list that should be remembered in a specific order. What you need to do is make up a sentence with the first letter of every word you need to remember from the list. Number 6. Related words. The English language can be very confusing due to its variety of similar words with completely different meanings. It's not the case only of the English language either, there are several languages that share this feature. As a result, you end up mixing the meanings of the words. A way to deal with this is to simply look for a letter in the word you are trying to memorize and think of another word with the letter that's auditorily, logically, or visually connected to the meaning of the word. It could be how the letter is shaped or how it sounds. Number 7. Recitation. Sometimes, something like the simple technique of recitation can be helpful. Especially for school material, you can try reading the words aloud over and over again until you don't feel the need to take a look at the source material and can simply recite it from memory. When you say something over and over again out loud, your brain starts mulling over the words you are saying. It absorbs and processes the information until it becomes a natural part of what you already remember. Number 8. Be a teacher. This is similar to recitation and is especially effective for the classroom. Find a partner and teach them what you've learned about a subject. When you are trying to communicate something you know to another person, your brain starts thinking of the easiest ways to talk about the thing you are teaching. As you're teaching your partner, it also starts becoming more and more clear to you. When your brain understands something, it never forgets it, even if you want to. If you can't find a partner, you can even teach it to an inanimate object, though we would advise doing it when you're alone, lest people think you're crazy. Number 9. Mind games. Ultimately, what you need to do is not only memorize things momentarily, but have an improved memory in general. To do that, you need to let memory games become a habit, something you do quite regularly. There's a saying that you either have to use your brain to enhance its activities or completely lose it. Bettering your memory helps you to avoid illnesses like Alzheimer's. To do that, you'll have to provide your brain with the challenges it craves. In other words, if you want your memory to be good and working for a long time, you'll have to let your brain exercise just like your body. There are lots of ways to do so. You can try learning an instrument, strive to get fluent in a foreign language, or pick up a new subject to study. Every time you find a new experience, your brain's neural map is restructured, creating more pathways, which in turn keeps your mind fresh and healthy. You can also make use of some memorization apps. These tend to be competitive, so not only are you trying to improve your memory, you're also trying to beat another person in memory. By doing so, you feel much more motivated to learn. The higher you go on champion boards, the more motivated you will feel about improving your memory. Final thoughts. Regardless of the method that you settle on, you should be aware that improving your memory is not a thing you can do once and it will magically be solved. Over the years, phones and computers have been something we've become deeply reliant on. It's hard to let go of it and practice the techniques mentioned here. However, you need to think of the fact that your mental health is deeply connected to this as well. This is a form of self-care you are investing in. Technology might have made us lazy, but it also comes equipped with wonderful tools that can actually help us improve our memory. We just need to learn how to focus on the important things instead of the mindless content we frequently come across on social media. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to the channel. You're also free to receive the new book, 7 Secrets to Change Your Life Now, by clicking on the link in the description below the video.